In this final section, I'll be addressing the neuromuscular system and its effect on fatigue, and I'll be talking about depletion of acetylcholine, reduced calcium ion release, and nerve impulse transmission. In this section, I'll be talking about the depletion of acetylcholine, and I'm going to start off with addressing what is acetylcholine. And acetylcholine is a compound that is found in mainly the neuromuscular junction, and it helps to regulate when muscles contract and can work as an action potential to produce muscle contraction. Now, if this acetylcholine is depleted the neuro, at the neuromuscular junction and insufficient acetylcholine arrives in the receptor site, that means that the action potential will not travel along the muscle fibers and it will not stimulate the muscle cells to contract and sliding filament theory to occur. And muscles also work through basically something called the all or nothing law. And this means that if there's enough acetylcholine that's above the threshold, that means that a contraction will happen. So if there's not enough acetylcholine, that means no contraction will happen. But if there is, that means a contraction will occur. Now, cholinesterase, which is an enzyme used to break down acetylcholine, helps to prepare it to be used again once it's depleted. And when there's excess acetylcholine or lack of cholinesterase, that means that fatigue results from the inability to generate a new action potential. So if there's a lack of that enzyme and excess acetylcholine, that means that fatigue will occur because there will not be enough contraction. There will not be the acetylcholine will not be broken down as quick as it should be, and will be causing the muscles to be unable to contract and perform at their best. Next, I'll be talking about the reduce in calcium release and the role of calcium and what it does what happens when less calcium ions are released. Basically, how calcium affects fatigue. Now, calcium ions are released into cells which cause filaments in muscle fibers to contract. So that is what they are made to do, to make sure that filaments in muscles contract to produce large contractions when you're running or throwing or jumping. The calcium ions are also pumped into storage and allow muscles to relax. So not only do they control contraction, but also help for the muscle to start relaxing as well. So if you have more calcium, that means, or more calcium ions released, that means the stronger the contraction. Next, I'll be talking about nerve impulse transmission, and the acidity and conduction velocity work in tandem to create stronger or weaker contractions. And if there is an increase in acidity, that means that the conduction velocity, which is basically the frequency of your contraction, will decrease. And that means that the strength of this would be increased. The conduction velocity, when lowered, causes a decrease in strength, a decrease in firing frequency, and a decrease in force. And this probably would occur more so when there's less calcium and less acetylcholine being fired. All of this would have an effect on the nerve impulse transmission, and the motor units themselves will drop out faster. The higher the frequency of the motor units, um, the faster they will drop out, and over time this would naturally cause a decrease in force.